welcome to our PJ party. Me and Chanel,
Oh,
all about finding your purpose. And tonight, could you please, baby, please. Tonight is all about unburying your purpose so you can find your profits. And unfortunately, many of us have had our purpose, our greatness, our gifts, our talents, our ideas flat out buried by life. And, I'm going to go ahead and use the term allowed because we do have choices. And I know it's hard to realize. I know life is difficult. And if you haven't shared the broadcast, make sure you share the broadcast. And we want to encourage you guys to go to the link bit.ly/purpose power 2020 so you can get in on some of these amazing sessions that are going to be held behind the scenes. So make sure you register. But everybody is living the same life. And I know it's hard to see when, everything is just falling down on your head, but God has a bigger plan for your life than what you see sometimes. And sometimes you've got to look beyond what is happening now. One of the scriptures that I cling to is that all things are working for the good of those who love the Lord. And what that means that even in your darkest night, even the things that you don't think are working on your behalf, they really are working for you in some shape, form, or fashion. If I wouldn't have ever gotten married, I would have never had my kids. Had I never left my job, I wouldn't have this business. So even the things we think are not for us in that moment in time, at some point, as you start to look back, they become for you. So I want to make sure. So Chanel, are we giving them copies of the Purpose Journal? What are we doing?
well, I think the one that shares the most can get a free copy.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, I think that would be great. If you guys, whoever it is that has the most shares,
I think we give it to the top 5 people that had the most shares.
okay, top five, get to sharing. We'll get you guys a free copy, or I don't like the term free. I like complimentary copy of the Purpose Journal. It's a beautiful journal that helps you kind of navigate your purpose from a God perspective. Because people have a lot of different ideas of what your purpose should be. I like the idea of the Creator, that there is something that He has gifted each and every one of us with that will make room for us. Room in your storehouse. Y'all, that's money. I know, don't inbox me talking about I'm up here talking about mammon. That ain't what I'm talking about. You know how they get. It's a party, right? It's after 9 somewhere. So it's okay. We can have an adult conversation about purpose. And I get so frustrated with people labeling purpose as something that it's not. It is a means for you to provide for your family and leave a legacy. There are other ways to do that, your job, your career, whatever. But the work of your hands, the giftings that He's given you, along with your talents, because your gifts and your talents are two different things.
Mm. Can you bust that down to him real quick?
I'm gonna send him an invoice.
Miss Chanel, just give them the free version. And guys, if you haven't already shared the broadcast, if you're looking for something in your life, if there's something that's missing in your life, more often than not, it's purpose. And I can tell you firsthand, I went to a job and I was in pursuit of these titles and these promotions and pay increases, but none of it was as fulfilling as running my own business and doing what I love to do day in, day out. Work when I want to work, don't work when I want to work with who I want to work with.
Yeah.
So it's just that freedom. You don't have to be in a building with people that you can't stand and people that can't stand you and think that this is life, that you have to fight through all of these things that you really don't want to do, working with people that you really don't like. No, you choose to do that because you won't allow yourself the time and the opportunity to do something totally different. We're so geared towards following other people that we will even follow other people to broke. We will even follow other people to unhappiness and unsatisfaction. You want to get married because everybody you know is married. You want to work at a high powered job because everybody you know works a high powered job. But when it's all said and done, is that what you want to do? Is that your level of happiness? And I think we've gotten so caught up to a certain extent. And again, if you haven't registered at bit.ly/purpose power 2020, I think we give away everybody that registers a journal.
Oh, that's good.
That's what I think we do.
Okay.
So if you
Okay,
haven't already
okay.
registered at BIT, and all my clients, you ain't got to register. We'll just send you one. Don't clog up my list, please and thank you. We'll just send you one first thing in the morning. But if
All
you're
of them? How we gonna know
what?
who to get a journal to?
I'm gonna send it to everybody.
Oh, okay.
So don't clog up my list if you my client.
All right, y'all. Y'all won
Please
tonight.
and thank you. But my point being, if you're new to the brand, get a copy of the journal and be ready to go on a journey for yourself. Be ready to go. Look, Mr. Ray and the
Hey, Bo, I miss you.
thank you, Miss Joanne, for starting a watch party. Thank you, Dawn, for sharing the broadcast. Get away from the camera, boo. Because you in that tail.
Don't I tell you to sit your ass down? No.
So, guys, tonight we're talking about how to unbury your purpose so you can unbury your profits. So, the number one thing you have to do is be willing to go on a journey. Who's taking notes for me in the chat on Facebook? Number one, be ready to go on a journey. We were talking earlier about COVID supplies, how to find Lysol and toilet paper and paper towels, and everybody's talking about things are going back scarce again.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, in order to find them, you have to get off the beaten path. In order to find your purpose, you're not going to find it on the way back and forth to your job every day. You're not going to find it back and forth to the nail shop or to the beauty salon every 2 weeks. You're not going to find it back and forth between your place and worship every Sunday. Whatever you're doing right now is standard. In order for you to find your purpose, you're going to have to be willing to do something that you haven't done before. I want you to look at it this way. If you could have found it by now by yourself, right? You would have already found it. If it was to be found at your job, if it was to be found in your community center, if it was to be found at Girls Night Out, you would have already located it. So you got to be willing to do something that you've never done before. That is number one. Be ready to go on a journey. Number two, there's a book by Bruce Wilkinson called The Dream Giver. And he talked about when he tried to leave his comfort zone, people would try to stop him. Now, he knew people would try to stop him, but he never realized those people would be the people closest to him, his mother, his father, his friends. Because, see, they don't know what God has put on your life. They don't know what God is telling you to do. They don't know your assignment. So they're in the land of normal. They hoping you don't venture away off the beaten path and get hurt. But you got to have enough faith in your purpose, enough faith in yourself, and by all means, if neither one of those, at least enough faith in the Most High.
Yeah, that's
to
good.
get up, get out, and do something different. So number two, you gotta be ready and willing to get off that beaten path. Number three, you gotta listen to your heart. And yes, Ursula, if you register at bit.ly/power Purpose Power 2020, bit.ly/Purpose Power 2020, you'll get some information on how you can get some help finding your purpose. But number three is listen to your heart. As many times as I've helped people build businesses, as many times as Chanel has helped people find their purpose, what's always amazing to me is that it was right there.
The whole time.
It was right there all along. It was something that they're already know, that they're familiar with, something they're already good at, something that people are probably already calling them for, something that they're probably already doing for people. And the only difference is that they're not charging. The only difference is that they're not charging. And that's why me and Chanel come together on this project, is because if you don't know what your purpose is, then that's Chanel. If you know what your purpose is, or you think you know what your purpose is, then you need to let me help you monetize it. But more often than not, you got to listen to your heart, because it's right there, has been right there inside of you for all of this time, which brings me to number 4. Don't be afraid to charge. Come on now. When the Bible says your gifts will make room for you, what that means is that your gifts will make a way for you. Your gifts, when priced properly, will sustain you. Your gifts, when packaged properly, will provide for generational wealth. Your gifts, when you put time and energy and effort into developing them, will pay you back. We want our gifts to pay us off the rip day one, and it doesn't work like that. Your gifts are like your garden, and gardens are seed and harvest, point blank periods. And so if you don't sow any seeds into your garden, you can't expect a bounty. You can't expect a harvest. You can't expect a bumper crop. You standing there waiting on something to grow, and you put no seeds into it. You put more seeds in somebody else's dirt, buying clothes for your job, getting your hair done to go to a job. My last year at a job, I wore the same pair of shoes every day. When my feet started hurting, I got some insoles. When them insoles wore out, I got some more. I said I refuse to invest any money to walk into another man's dream.
That's good.
Why am I sitting up here trying to look good, walking into another? See, we've gotten so caught up in what it looks on the outside. We've gotten so caught up on what it appears to be, appearances, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to look like the neighborhood, that we've forgotten is really what's on your inside that matters. So yeah, you may have this big title at your job, but are you happy? Are they paying you enough to build generational wealth? I had a big title, and in the scheme of things, I wasn't making big money. And that's another thing. Money is relative. I was making money, but by the time I spent money for gas, tolls,
Lunch.
clothes, lunch, dinner because you're too tired to cook, all of that ate into my earnings. So you can't be afraid to charge for what God gives you. And if you need help and you know you're not charging enough, go to bit.ly/Purpose
Power 2020.
Power 2020. And when you register on that list, we're going to get back to you and see what we need to do about your purpose and your profits, because they do go hand in hand. So you cannot be afraid, and not afraid to charge a little. Number 5, somebody somewhere will pay you a lot for what you know. I had a client one time, and she was like, well, coach, I don't have anybody that would pay me. I ain't did nothing but made a bunch of mistakes. I said, girl, somebody somewhere will pay you to teach them what mistakes not to make. We hate making mistakes. We hate making mistakes. So if somebody else nobody can make your mistakes go away 100%. but people can mitigate your mistakes. They can lessen the number of mistakes. They can lessen the impact of the mistakes. That's what a coach do. It shortens the time in which it takes you to get where you're going. It helps you vet your ideas so you're not out there guessing what to do next.
Or losing money.
Or losing money, or both. Or both. So you got to realize that somebody somewhere will not only pay you, they will pay you a lot. I need y'all to type a lot in the chat. Somebody throw up some dollar signs in the chat. Somebody throw up a money bag in the chat. I need to hear y'all. I need y'all to be activated tonight.
Y'all come Zoom room. Come on, Zoom room.
I need y'all to listen to these words and start to let these words fill your spirit and your soul. Y'all running around trying to scramble up $99 a week. With what I taught y'all in that Black Friday course, it ain't no way you ought to be hustling. With what I teach y'all in these different classes, it ain't no way you ought to be paycheck to paycheck. That book we're reading, The Game of Life and How to Play, she says, I do a wonderful work for a wonderful pay. There's nothing wrong with charging people more. Somebody type more in the chat. Because what you fail to realize is that people, them stores don't mind charging you more. Watch that iPhone. That iPhone used to cost $200-$300. Every year it come out, it go up another $100-$200. They got y'all paying over $1,000 for an iPhone, which you happily pay for. So if you happily pay for an iPhone, won't somebody happily pay you $1,000? But we want to grade ourselves differently than we grade everybody else. We want to act like everybody else is so much better than us. Oh yeah, they'll pay Apple, but they won't pay me. They'll pay Microsoft, but they won't pay me. Meanwhile, you got folks still buying Chia Pets. I ain't never seen them so dumb. And then they got dumb characters.
They went this time just to come out with it.
They come out there.
They have a different
Let me tell y'all something. You know why they sell them Chia Pets? When you run up at Walgreens at the 11th hour and need a gift.
That's it.
And then they got the man from Channel 8 that used to paint them pictures.
They do have him.
They got an afro. He a white man with an afro. He a Chia Pet now.
Yep.
So they don't even have camera. That's the camera. Baby, it's on the ledge. Y'all want to see Cuckoo?
Now you can call
He can't go up and look him.
You can call a bull.
Come over here, Cuckoo, over here.
Can I have a calamity?
Come here.
It's tail.
The tail gonna get it.
Y'all want to sit down?
Sit.
Now, mama sit. Sit down.
Good boy.
Y'all see Cujo? Y'all see how he looking back in the camera?
Yeah, I see him.
Y'all see Cujo? Hey, Cujo. Hey,
He
you
wanna
boo
find
boo.
his purpose.
Cujo say his purpose is to make his mom and daddy happy.
Protect and serve.
What he gonna protect?
He protect.
Don't talk about my baby on the phone,
He's
too.
very protective.
He said, "Don't talk about my
And
baby on TV."
loving. He is, D-Morris. He trying to see y'all.
Cujo don't want to see nobody.
But his daddy.
Won't you sit that up? The last,
It's perfect.
I don't know how your eyes look. You like a sleepy.
Hey, baby.
Because it's so low.
But
But it's not on the camera though. You think it is?
Which camera? This camera showing?
Yeah,
Why you keep looking over there?
because that's what a TV is.
So the camera ain't showing out of there?
No.
Oh, it is right here.
Let's see.
Oh.
Take your puppy and go on.
Because you know, you said something earlier
Ooh,
about
that tail was close.
the people that fight you for your greatness. You know, we can call it whatever we want to call it.
Girl, they got a RuPaul Chia Pet. I'm sorry.
Who got a RuPaul Chia Pet? Marnie, for real.
They got a RuPaul RuPaul ain't got no hair.
He
He
got
still
that
got
money.
that big loan. It's probably.
The real RuPaul,
Mm.
when he the man, he ain't got no
Well,
hair.
maybe he got a short
I don't know.
situation.
I'm gonna let you go on and go, Chanel. Go
Maybe,
ahead.
maybe he has a short situation, or it could be like that long hair that grows.
Ray, don't start no mess. Ray talking about Pup gonna get Cujo.
No, Ray, don't do that.
Baby, Pup almost lost his spirit when Cujo got out
Don't
there.
do that. Don't even bring that up. No more.
Pup spirit turned into a rabbit.
Pup talk crazy from afar. But when you get close up, he be like, I'll bark again. He leave. Oh my goodness. Don't start mess. Don't start mess.
I think the worst thing in the world, Chanel, is not knowing what you were put here to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can remember being so bored. I can remember sleeping a lot.
I did a lot of eating.
What the hell I did now?
Just eating.
I know that
Let me think of something I can cook. No, for real.
I did it.
Make up recipes.
Yeah,
Just trying to be great in your own kitchen.
yeah.
Nobody that appreciate
But they call me the sitting chef.
it.
Chanel say, Miss Trust say, that girl can make an 8-course meal sitting down. Every time he come in the kitchen, I be sitting down. And like, baby, ain't you gonna cook? I said, I'm cooking. Girl, he come back in that plate made. He said, girl, I don't know how you do it.
It's just, but that's part of your support for your gift, that ingenuity, that strategy, that delegation. All of that supports your purpose of who you are and what you're
That's why
called to
people
do.
get twisted.
That's
though.
why they get twisted.
Because it all looks
Mhm.
like 8 different things, but it's not.
Mhm.
And we need to write that down. We need to talk about that tomorrow. How y'all running around there thinking y'all got multiple streams of income, but you really just got multiple streams of foolishness.
Yeah.
And y'all make sure y'all put in the chat how they can get their free purpose journal if they register at bit.ly/
Purpose Power 2020. Yeah, that's true though. I can remember just being so bored at work, just looking out at the clouds thinking, they've already told me I'm not gonna make the level I want to go to. They've already told me that without a degree, you'll never get a chance to be director, but we can pay you well as a manager to this amount. So now you've boxed me in. Now I do great work. I promote community. I'm doing
Has anybody
great.
else ever gone through that?
You're
You're at your job. They're not promoting you.
Mm-hmm.
They promoting everybody else. Hey, Jane.
Hey, Jane.
They're promoting other people. But see, Chanel, that was God telling you get out.
Yeah.
He never directly told me.
Yeah.
He never directly told me. They kept giving me titles despite not having a degree. They kept giving me promotions despite not having a degree. He told you a long time ago, get out.
Yeah. Yeah. You get comfortable. You do.
Well, no, you not only get comfortable in the measurement of the world, and where I know from where I've been, I thought I made a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to make a choice to say, ain't nobody else gonna pay me all this.
Mm. I knew I wasn't making a lot of money. I would be lying if I told you that.
Wow.
I knew it wasn't enough. I mean, it was good on the level of just an ordinary type job with somebody with my background. As many of my family members have told me, girl, you blessed to have that job. But at the end of the day, when so many of your peers are able to pay cash for their kids' school or buy their 16-year-old a car when they graduate, but you make good money, they tell you that, but the money barely covers the bills. And don't even talk about a vacation.
Exactly.
It's not enough.
That ain't driving to Louisiana in a car, sleeping on the floor with your relatives.
That's the truth.
I'm just being honest.
That's the truth with that one can of tuna y'all passing around
Right.
the crackers. Yes, yes.
Or you might look fine and fly you a couple of pieces of chicken for the road.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's still not what your colleagues have.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you, I want to help y'all with something. A lot of y'all are afraid to ask for more because you think asking God for more means you're ungrateful. for what he already gave you.
Yeah, walk down
And
that
it's
road.
not.
Gone, coach.
Asking God for more is saying, Sir, Mr. Creator, Lord, Yah, I know you want more from me
Come on now.
than what I could ever even imagine. More than ears can hear, more than eyes can see.
Mhm.
I know you want that for me. So I'm going to walk in faith and do these things that everybody else is not doing. Because I talked to somebody earlier today and we were talking about faith. And they said, well, you know, they said, what did they say? $65 a week, that was a big walk in faith. I said, baby, you got to remember who you serve.
Come on now.
See, sometimes it ain't about you or what you know. You got to remember who you serve. Who you serve can send Publishers Clearinghouse to your door with a check for $1,000 a week
Come on.
for the rest of your life. Who you serve.
Come on now.
Who you serve can get a total stranger to leave you a multi-million-dollar inheritance. Who you serve. Who you serve can put anybody in your pathway at any time. So your brokenness is just as much about you not finding your purpose and your power as you forgetting who you serve sometimes.
And you know, coach, sometimes when we ask the Most High for more, as a church minded individual, and I'm just being transparent, I can remember reading in the scriptures about Abraham and about Job and about all the heroes in the Bible and how the end of their story was, and he increased them.
Yeah.
Right? And so I started thinking to myself, I said, well, how do I push myself into the increase? But when you think about it in totality, when we think about asking the Most High for more, it's not so much as about you being ungrateful as it is a prayer of Jabez. You know, expand my territory.
Indeed.
Increase my borders.
Indeed.
You know what that word means in the Hebrew? Even more and more.
Right.
You know, so it's just this thing. If he says that he will do it, not just for Abraham, not just for the people in the book, that's our example of what he's capable of and what he will do for his children.
So why do we read the Bible but not expect what it says?
Because they talking about goats and we got dollars. That's my hang up.
Really?
Oh Lord, where the goats coming from?
Oh my
I'm
God.
just telling you. You know,
Oh my
I am
God.
over analytical. I'm like,
Oh my God. I wasn't caught up in
where
the
these
goats.
goats coming from? Well,
I was not caught up in
I'll
the
give me
goats.
a goat so I can sell it and get
Girl,
the baby
somebody
teeth
say
fixed.
goat. Somebody say goat, please, in the chat. Somebody say, give me a goat
I'm just saying.
in the chat, please.
You know, I mean, I'm like, if you're gonna give me 4 goats, how many teeth can I fix in this child?
Oh my God.
You know, it's just that it's this thing, and what I'm saying is we have to begin to understand that he is the same God that gave the goats and that gave the increase, as he is the same God that will bless you beyond measure in this system that you live in now. So once you get past that, you understand that he is the same and that he wants more for you. It says it's his good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
Right.
His good pleasure makes him happy to bless you. But you have to unlock this so you can receive it. You know what it said in the word about the Messiah, about Jesus? That he would roll up on them cities trying to heal people, and he couldn't even heal the people because they didn't believe. He would have to move on.
I believe, no, wait. Let's talk about this.
Mhm.
It's some of y'all right now watching me, and I can't even get you to where you need
That's good.
with your money in your business because you don't believe. Some of you, and there's different levels of disbelief. Let me break it down. Some of you don't even believe enough to go to bit.ly/purposepower2020 so that you can get a telephone call. You don't even believe there's help for you. Some of you believe just enough. You say, well, I'm going to sign up for the membership, but you don't believe anything beyond that. Some of you will sign up for everything, but you won't do the work
Wow.
to bring that wealth into fruition. It's like me signing up for the gym and not showing up to work out.
Yeah, yesterday.
Right.
Good for me.
So all of us have different levels of disbelief. And what you got to realize is that your different levels of disbelief impact the way you live your life. The more you believe, the better you live. Somebody type in live better. Because the more you believe, the better you live. And it's that simple. But it's that hard. Because the world wants you to see everything but abundance. The world wants you to see bills and debt and financial strife, economic downturn. And as long as that's what you lead your day with, they say whatever you focus on grows.
Yep.
So while you focusing on debt and bills, that's what's going to grow. When you start to focus on abundance and you know, generational wealth and legacy, not owing anybody,
Yes, Lord.
generating revenue every day, having the freedom to live your life the way you want to live your life. When you get into a community that's going to show you how to live better and expect more
And support you.
and support your journey,
Come on now.
you start thinking to yourself, what took me so long? And that's what I always say. What took me so long? And I'm going to tell you something. I didn't have y'all out there cheering me on. I didn't have a community to pat me on my back and say, keep going. I didn't have nobody to remind me of the promises my father made to me about abundance. You want to talk about a real faith walk? I had to walk it. I had to want it so bad. I had to want change for my family. I had to want a better life for my children. I had to want freedom for myself. I had to want something differently. So bad is the song me and Rashim used to listen to all the time. I think it was a country song. Say, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you need it? And until you want change that bad, you're going to be plagued by your Groundhog Day, same existence. I had a woman inbox me tonight, and she said something like, I can't remember the exact words, but she was trying to promote a product to me. And as I look back through the chat, I see that over the years, she's tried in similar shapes and forms and fashion to promote that same product. I've never responded. But tonight I responded and I say, sis, do you finally want to get some help? Learning how to do this in a way that people are going to respond. Now, a long time ago, we learned the definition of insanity. And that's doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Having that same argument with that man, same argument with their children, same hang-ups at your job, same hang-up with your coworkers, same misagreements and misunderstandings at church. At what point are you going to say, if it smells like cabbage, everywhere I go, it's me. And until I change me, I don't know. Somebody look at yourself, look at your neighbor and say, change yourself. Until I change me, until I walk differently, until I set different expectations, until I push the needle differently. I'm going to continue to get the same results everywhere.
Starts with your thinking though.
Thank you, CJ,
gotta
for
think
sharing.
differently. You have to think differently.
Well, that's why you need to,
intentionally.
but that's why you need to get some help.
Yeah.
Because you don't just internally wake up and say, oh, I'm going to think differently today. However you laid down thinking last night, without an infusion of new information
That's
from
good.
a different source, you're going to think the same way today and the next day and the next day. And you can't just even read a magazine article. It's not enough. Reading a book is not enough. You need to get immersed, almost drowned in a whole new thought process.
Because here's the sad part about that, coach, is that thinking that you're going to bed with, waking up with, is you transferring that right on into your children.
You are, because not only are you saying it, but they seeing it.
Yeah.
They're seeing it. So guys, make sure you join this purpose party all weekend, bit.ly/.
Purpose Party 2020.
Is it purpose party?
Purpose Power 2020.
Because all weekend we're going to show you how to leverage your purpose and turn it into the power to generate revenue. Is there anybody that's new here tonight? If you're new here tonight, go on and raise your hand and introduce yourself and telling us where you're coming from so we can sing the right hand of fellowship. Right hand of fellowship. Oh, what a strength tonight. Lean in on. Oh, let's lean on that.
What?
Sorry. Sorry.
We started singing two different songs.
Sorry.
Oh no.
I'm talking about leaning on the
Quincy,
everlasting.
do we have any newbies in the Zoom room? I can't even see that far.
I can't go to the Zoom room. I'm good.
I can't see that far.
I'm good. Hey, Gavin. What's up, Booney? I was talking about your son the other day. Stop, Jeremiah. We were talking about somebody singing some lyrics wrong.
Jennifer, you not new. No, you not new.
Nunu, you knew because your name is new. I'll take that.
No, say no is here.
So my question always is, if I told you could have more. One of the reasons I love that book, The Alchemist, so much
Oh, it's my favorite.
is because in order for him to get more, somebody type more in the chat. In order for him to get more, he had to go on a journey. Well, it came that the more was in his hands all along. The more was right there where he slept, buried under his head every night. But because he never went on the journey, he didn't know how to uncover what was right in his backyard. And same happened with Russell Cromwell's Acres of Diamonds. The man said, he thought he enjoyed his life. And one day a man showed up and said, look, you got a nice house, a nice family, nice wife, little piece of land, but you don't have any diamonds. Watch how the world can trick you.
Mess you up.
Look how the world can make you unhappy with what you already got. Because see, some of y'all sitting on $1 million worth of gifts and the world's telling you it ain't worth nothing. Some of y'all are sitting on multi-million-dollar ideas, but the world is telling you it ain't worth nothing. Some of y'all got witty inventions and that the world ain't even seen yet, but the world done sat there and convinced you that these ideas ain't worth nothing. Somebody type more in the chat. So the man decided he was going to go on a journey to find these so-called diamonds. And in the meantime, in between time, he lost it all. It ended up committing suicide, threw himself in the river Euphrates. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, that house he left in search of diamonds, the new owner is plowing the land and pull something out of the ground the size of a football. And it was only when it got cleaned up that he realized that it was one of the biggest diamonds ever found. What's the moral of the story? Number one, before you go looking all over the world for your riches, try your own backyard. Before you go try to find a piece of this person's riches and a person of this person's riches, look for what God put in your hands.
That's good right there. That'll preach.
While you out here writing resumes and falsifying documents, trying to get in somebody else's dream. When the last time you went to the wall for what God gave you? Showing up in interviews early and stalking the HR person. Stalk the Holy Spirit
That's it.
for a word. Stalk the world for the money you need to invest in your gifts and talents. Stop trying to cash in lottery tickets that the Lord did not give you. He gave everybody something. What you gonna do with it?
That's good.
He gave everybody. I've always believed he gave everybody something. I remember, I'm gonna tell this story and I'm gonna get out of here. I remember watching a show, and it was a black kid. He had been about 16, 17. And he was on the autism spectrum. And they flew him over New York in a helicopter. One time, quickly. They flew him over New York in a helicopter. One time, quickly. That baby went back with a pen and a sheet of paper and drew everything he saw.
Wow, that's amazing.
Down to the clothes on the line on this block.
Wow.
Down to the broken bottle on the ground on this block. Why these folk out here debating if they're going to have these children or not, because they might be special needs. They better quit trying to play God.
So better. They got a purpose.
And understand that God is very, very intentional about what he does.
Everything. No matter what.
Everybody has something. What are you doing with your something? If you need help to unbury your something, get some help. If I told you you had $1 million in your backyard, but it was buried under the permafrost, under the slate,
in the foundation.
and it was buried. Baby, not only would you buy shovels, but you would go out there and you would invest in some high-powered machinery.
Or hire somebody.
Baby, you're going to have to hire several somebodies. But you wouldn't stop until you uncovered those millions. Same with the millions in your hand. I don't think it's any different.
That's good.
It's not just good, it's true. The closer I get to serving the world and helping other people, the more I can serve myself and help my family. Period.
But that's the way it was designed. I keep telling y'all, jobs and a career path, that's a wicked thing. Don't get mad at me. It's wicked because you never own it. It's never yours.
But here's the thing. I think when it was designed to give you some things.
I don't think so.
I think I can tell you from my job. My job was a training ground for me. It was like boot camp. I learned so much at that job, but the number one thing I learned is what I'm capable of. I learned how to lead people. I learned how to build relationships It was a stepping stone for me. I sat down when I should have kept stepping. You understand what I'm saying? I was supposed to be there.
So here's what I'm saying. I believe all what you saying.
I think it's a proving
But I'm
ground.
saying-
They know that.
I get you, but I'm saying in this dispensation, it was never
Since you
designed
used
for
a big
us.
word on me, y'all.
What I say?
Disposition.
I say dispensation. All right, I'm just saying.
Y'all see that, y'all?
I'm just
Y'all
saying.
see how she
We
used
saying
that?
the same thing.
Y'all see how she used that big word on me, y'all? Try to shake me.
No, I did. I'm just saying you're
You see
great.
that?
You would have been great at wherever you ended up.
But still, see, because I still think me ending up there was by his design.
Yeah.
I had to have something that told me that degree is not your reason.
DePaul.
It's not gonna be a help, but it's not gonna be a hindrance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
That was my validation.
he makes those things work out for our good.
But again, they're stepping stones.
Mm-hmm.
We choose to sit down
Mm-hmm.
when we should have been taking a step.
I'm just saying we should have never been in this situation to begin with. We should have all we should have had we been left alone. We would have
Yeah,
been.
but we
I
wouldn't.
get it. I'm just trying to get them out of the mindset that this is the way it is and it ain't no other way.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. But
But in his mind, it was not designed that way.
Right. But what we gotta realize too is that our ancestors got a part to play. Because after a while we was taught, go get you a good job.
Yeah.
Anywhere with air conditioning and a check every Friday in the country is considered a good job.
Yeah.
So go get yourself a good job. And then we got caught up in the workforce and stayed,
Yeah.
not realizing that we can be just as profitable out here.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. Now that we can agree on.
So guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out here. We will be Brother DePaul say, oh, okay. Guys, if you have not already registered at bit.ly/purposepower2020 to get your copy of the journal, and so that my team can reach out to you about your purpose, about your profits, make sure you do so right now, guys. We're going to be here all weekend in our PJs and otherwise, talking to you about how to really cash in. We'll be here bright and early for sunrise service, if I can get some people up. But talking to you about how you can really leverage what God has put in your hand to make a difference, not just in your life, but in the life of the people that are waiting on you to birth your gifts. Thank you guys for stopping by. Everybody that shared the broadcast, we had over 88 shares.
Nice.
That's amazing. We'll come back later and play some watch parties. But thank you for coming by, Mr. Truss said. Thank you. He appreciates you.
Thanks for coming out. Good night.
Good night.
God bless.
Love you guys.
Bye, Facebook.
Bye-bye.